Welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's August 18th, 2025, and this weekend I've done a lot of things. I don't know if you've watched the videos or not, but I went to the Acadian Festival on Friday. I also put out a regular mail video of what I got throughout the week on Friday. Saturday we had a live stream, which we always do every Saturday at 12 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time. And then I showed you the Sussex Flea Market, which was really cool. And there's been a question about that. I'm going to address that in a minute. Sunday, I did a little post-crossing and also went to Rishabukto Village and filmed the car show. So 6 videos basically in 3 days have come out. Well, this week, we got a little bit of stamp stuff to take care of. Last week, I received letters from Monte in Saskatchewan, Debbie in Ohio, Stephen in Montana, and Joseph in Nevada. All had stamp-related items in it. I'm going to show you some of that stuff today here in a moment. But I want to address the flea market first of all. So make sure you like, you subscribe, you leave positive comments, you share with other people, and you put the notification bell on so you don't miss out on anything. So the question came up over and over again, were there stamps at the flea market? Because I didn't show any in the video. And that's because only 2 places had stamps. One of them had a framed sheet of Elvis Presley stamps from the United States. I wasn't interested in that. I didn't even look at it other than my wife Shanda, she pointed it out. Oh, there's some stamps. That was the first stamp thing we saw out of the 861 booths. The other thing I found early on, and I didn't really want to get into not filming and having something to carry, so I waited till the end and I came back, much to the dread of my wife, who had been out in the 30-plus degrees heat with me, filming, walking and stuff. Good sport at it, so thank you so much, Shanda, for doing that. But I did go back. And they had this book, World Stamp Album, with a price tag of $40, which by itself probably is not bad because inside almost every page has stamps on it. This album is from the beginning of a stamp right up until about 1968, so nothing newer than that in that book. So there are a bunch of dead country stamps in that book. There are some older stamps in that book. There wasn't a blue nose stamp. I did look for that under Canada just to see if it happened to be in there. But I went back kind of near the last 2 hours of the show, and this particular vendor wasn't coming back for Sunday. They were going to pack things up and head home. That's a pretty heavy book to lug back. With a $40 price tag, I said, what's the best you could do on this? And she said, make me an offer. So I said, $20. She said, could you do $25? And that's where we ended. $25 for this book and all the stamps in it. The worst part about it was lugging it back to my car after, because it's quite heavy and it was a little bit of a jaunt to get back there. But that's what I got at the flea market. There were lots of other cool things, but my mind was set on looking for stamps. I wasn't even looking for vintage postcards. I probably could have found those there as well, but I was looking for stamps. A stamp bargain, a stamp, something I could show you in a video. So I think Thursday, instead of doing a video about what's in my father's stamp collection, we're going to look through this album. So if you're interested in seeing more about that album, tune in on Thursday. Well, today, let's get into some of the mail that was sent to me. The first piece of mail I want to show you comes from Monte in Saskatchewan. It came in this envelope with all these great stamps on it. And inside, the contents are for Stamp of the Month. So the first 2 things that I'm going to show you, the one from Monte, and then we'll move on to one from Stephen in Montana. Both of the contents in that are for Stamp of the Month. If you're not sure what Stamp of the Month is, here we go. Every month I do a video on a stamp, a series of stamps, a theme about stamps, and we have a giveaway. And I'm lucky enough to have a bunch of people that want to contribute to these giveaways just as much as I have a bunch of people that are interested in winning the giveaways. So I'm very fortunate for this community. Monte has decided he wants to contribute to it. This month's theme is parks, and so he sent some stamps related to parks. If you want to win, if you want to be entered to win, that is, a chance to win, you got to go to the Stamp of the Month video, put in the keyword that I've asked you in that video alone, and you'll get a chance to win at the end of the month. Okay, let me show you what Monte sent. He sent the small park stamps that Canada has put out. Some of them anyways, 10 of them I believe. And so if you're interested in some of the really cool parks that are in Canada, and we have a lot, they're shown on these tiny stamps. And a lot of times people say, does Canada only have small stamps because these are the stamps that they see? If you don't watch my channel on a regular, you might not know that we've got a lot of really cool other bigger stamps too, but these are some of the park stamps that will be part of the giveaway. Now I mentioned that Stephen from Montana sent in parcels as well. This particular package is his contribution for this month's Stamp of the Month. I'm going to show you those. And then he also sent this. So we'll get into that in a minute, and that's not for Stamp of the Month. Let me show you what he sent for the giveaway. These are a little bit different because you're getting blocks, and I know a lot of people collect that too, so it's nice to get that. You can see there's several here of the national parks. This one here, I always like the ones that make up a larger picture if you collect them all, but national parks again, he's got the theme down pat. And this one here going the other direction. We got some nice animals, so if you collect animals, that might be right up your alley too. Here we go, some more animals, wildlife conservation parks. So all of those will also now be included in the giveaway. So what's in the other envelope? This one here that's covered in also beautiful stamps and some nice stickers too. This particular one has some items for me or for future giveaways. That's how we kind of figured it. We do a little bit of stamp trading back and forth. So I keep the ones that have interest to me or maybe that my father didn't have in his collection. And the other ones I add to future giveaways because I can look ahead and look at some of these and say, these are gonna fit into some of my themes, and he didn't even know it. So thank you, Stephen, for that. Let me show you what he put in this envelope. Okay, first, we've got a bunch of triangle stamps. He knows I like shapes on stamps, so this is a nice one, especially where it's all complete. There we've got a hedgehog on stamp, so we've got a complete set too. There are the animals from the Royal Mail on that one. We have a ship on stamps. We have floral and birds on stamps. Tennessee Valley Authority, so we've got a power station. Volunteers. Here we've got butterflies on stamps. This one's a really nice United Nations, so this will be probably staying in my collection. This is a nice souvenir sheet too. Maybe flags on stamps could fit into that one nicely. This one maybe planes on stamps, but French Polynesia, good set to have too. This one here is Mexico, upside down. So all of those things also have come in. Thank you, Stephen. The last envelope that I'm going to show you today is this one from Debbie in Ohio. You can see the stamps that she's used. Very fun one there. And of course, we've got some Bugs Bunny down there too. Very nice. Love those stamps. Well, inside this, put before me are stamps that are still on paper. Now, some people collect the cancellations. Some people soak them off. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these ones. Some of them I probably definitely will soak them off, but I'll show you what she sent. They are almost all from the United States except for 3 cutouts that are Canadian stamps, and I'll show you those ones first. Here we've got the new King Charles stamp, and so the little tiny stamps, and you can see here's a floral one, a little bit bigger, and the small denomination. So those are the Canadian ones that she sent. And then for the US ones, you can see one like this, the flag on stamps. This probably will be soaked off. It's not much of a cancellation there to protect. And there are a few here. I mean, that's a nice cancellation with the snowmen on it. So that might be worth saving. Here you can see there's a pile. There was 3 of those stamps, so I just put them on top of each other. This I thought was nice. It's all together, all these stamps. So probably soak that off and have them all together. This one here looks like our old dog. Looks like a Weimaraner in there. Manatee, so a lot of newer stamps. There's 2 of those Celebrate ones. There was one individual one and then one together. And then Happy Birthday, and then some Liechtensteins. Hummingbirds. And if you got to watch Friday's mail video, you will have seen that, that one's upside down, that we went and saw some hummingbirds as we were looking for sandpipers, but we got there when the The tide was out, so not ideal for seeing sandpipers, but there were a lot of hummingbirds around. So all of those things from Debbie. And if we pan out, this whole table of stamps. Giveaway, and maybe in the future, giveaways. So thank you so much to Stephen and Debbie and Monte for their contributions to the channel, to the collection, to giveaways. I really appreciate the generosity of all of you. Now, if you're a keen observer of the channel, and on Friday you watched what I set aside and what I said you would see next week, one thing has been missing, and that is this envelope from Joseph in Nevada. And if you want to stick around, tomorrow you'll get to see what's in this one. So we got some teasing there. We got some Joseph tomorrow to show you, and we've got the stamp album that I got at the flea market for Thursday. So lots of stamp stuff coming out this week. Also, Wednesday's your chance to decorate a postcard with me too. So if you tune in at 12 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time on Wednesday, you can do a little decorating. So it's a lot of fun. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye. Should we tease it a little bit more? See what's inside? Huh, there's stamps in there. Stamps on almost all the pages. I won't go through fast, but there are stamps in there from all sorts of countries.